go. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to What You Don't Know About Experiential Outdoor Hospitality. And today I'm here with Lorraine Woodard, and we are going to have a wonderful conversation, because we always do, about the topic of, and probably what you don't know about the impact that you can make with an accessible accommodation, an accessible retreat, an accessible resort, call it whatever you will. It's about making that impact on your guest. And I'm really excited to talk to Lorraine today because I'm sure most of you know her. And if you don't, you're going to get to know her. It's all about the experience, and you're having one right now, even though the weather is not cooperating.
Right. But
Um,
I'm at the beach, baby.
yeah, you're at the beach. And Lorraine is the CEO and founder of Becoming rentABLE. For any of you that haven't met her yet, I'll add the link. And if you want to introduce yourself, it certainly doesn't hurt. You want to tell a little bit about your wonderful
Always, always,
company?
always. I love,
Okay.
I love what we
Good.
do. And what we do is we are a listing platform of accessible short-term rentals. And we started with expanding what that looks like. Historically, we think about accessibility in a wheelchair. I'm in a wheelchair. I have muscular dystrophy. I'm all about it. But what about friends and families and walkers and crutches and canes and who have cognitive disability?
Everyone.
Everyone,
The
exactly.
world. Yeah.
And it's really, really hard to find a place to stay. And so we want to make that easier if it's through creating and building your own, such as the accessible retreat with Evolve Lodging. I always have to plug that in.
Thank you.
Or you have an existing property and you want to expand your reach to secure more bookings. What does that look like? Again, so many times people think it costs a lot, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't cost anything. So you can visit our website at becomingrentable.com and learn more about how to make your property accessible. But today, we're about the experience of not just staying in that accessible place.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, everyone. We've all had those strange experiences where, like, we're all excited, we build up to go have this experience, wonderful. We imagine it, and then we get there and something isn't working. Well, imagine how many things cannot work. Like, you've been through this, the things you've shared with me, just horrific. Like, I can't even imagine. It's like, here's another obstacle for you. Here's another one. Here's another one. And all you want to do is just go enjoy your
No, get an
time.
ice cream. That's what I
Get
really want
ice
to
cream. You want to
do.
go to the beach.
That's right. But you know what? As a property owner, and we are at our short-term accessible rental here at Carolina Beach, North Carolina, what I found to make a difference wasn't just building a place, but it was talking to our town council. Because talk about an ice cream cone, I could not easily get to my favorite ice cream store. And so I had to cross a busy street twice. And so we talked about curb cuts. And so now from our property, I don't have to drive. I can just roll down the street, a block, get ice cream, 2 blocks, go get sushi, which I don't eat, but my family does. Or I can go to the boardwalk and hang out and listen to the birds and the ocean and just enjoy it. And so it is about providing your guest with opportunities, not only with a place to stay, because if they didn't have that place to stay, they couldn't, like me, go get that ice cream cone. And since we're talking about experiences, one of my favorite experiences here at Carolina Beach, because Michelle, we always go broad when we talk. I got to go to the state park, and I didn't think it was that cool until they had a tour to go see the Venus flytraps. We have like
Oh,
real, like live
wow.
Venus flytraps here, but they made that trail accessible. So my boys and I could all go and check it out. And that it was an incredible experience. And I tell all of my renters, go check it out at the state park because it's really amazing.
That's incredible. I know we talk about this a lot, but as a resort owner or short-term rental, whatever category you fall in with the short-term rentals, you really are missing an opportunity that we can't ever explain enough. I'm amazed at how many people are ignoring this tremendous opportunity to not only do the right thing, but to actually profit from it. And a lot of people won't do the right thing until they understand that it's going to help them, unfortunately. A lot of people make beautiful changes just because they know it's the right thing to do. But when you're in hospitality, guess what? It's all about serving the guest. It's about getting inside the guest's mind and imagining that journey, every little micro step. We talk about it all the time, but until you have the conversation, like this is what I love so much about talking with you is it enables me to get out of my own experience into your life, your experience, and understand what that's like in just going from your car to the accommodation, and then we've talked about like, yeah, they had a ramp. Great. You get up the ramp, but how do you get in the door? I mean, it's crazy.
There are a lot of details that we may not think about. One of the details that I didn't think about at our property here is the slope from my driveway to the street. And so
Oh,
it's in and I have to go backwards. I don't have the strength to keep myself in my wheelchair when I go down an incline that's a little steep. And so I just go backwards. So you learn how to maneuver. I mean, the great thing about having a disability is that you're constantly a little bit, having to be creative. How do I achieve what I want to do? And for me, give me some mocha ice cream and I will find a way to get there. And so if that means I turn my
that's
wheelchair
adorable.
backwards, I'll do it. Again, you set your goals. But if you think about that and you find those resources, you may not know, but there are other people who do know.
Yeah.
For us, we know accessibility, we know mobility accessibility, cognitive accessibility, and you say it all the time. You know what you're saying. You know what you don't know. You know what you know.
Oh, you don't know what you don't know. That's the
That's
unfortunate thing about life.
right.
Is
And
we're
you
we're
don't
all
know.
blind. We're all
That's
blind.
and you're right, you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know if you haven't experienced or had a family member experience it. And what it means for families with a cognitive disability, it is as simple as a $5 extra lock on exterior doors. And
Wow.
now with that, for the roamers, of people with pre-dementia, dementia, autism, that provides a family with confidence that their family member or friend is not going to go and check out that bunny in the front yard or remember the sand at the ocean and leave. But yet
Mhm.
now you're providing an opportunity for them to have that experience. And in fact, we had somebody stay at our property just last week, and they across the street is a little, they call it a lake. It's like a big pond. Everybody goes walking, and he was out there and it's fully accessible. And he got to see a rocket go up.
Oh,
And the pictures that he showed was amazing. He got to have that experience. It was
yeah.
fully accessible. He wouldn't have had that experience if he didn't have that opportunity to go there. And again, sometimes and he had no idea. We had no idea. But what a gift to see it. I mean, he saw it and was able to take pictures of it. And it's what our life is about, these memories.
Yeah.
And I just think it's really cool. And that's what you get to provide, to your guest when you do think of accessibility. And right now we are in a world of actually thinking a lot about accessibility. We've got a lot of changes in our world and we're thinking about things in different ways. And I encourage people to, again, to think about not only from their business perspective of
Mhm.
who your reach is, and you're right, Michelle, it is all of us, because by the grace of God, are we aging? And that, we will fit into some category of hearing, cognitive mobility, vision, and we will need these things and accessible features in a property. And we want to have these experiences. If you're
Yeah.
like Davey and get to see a rocket, I mean, that's in North Carolina. I mean, that's what's amazing to me. Or you're like me and just want to go get a scoop of ice cream. You know,
Uh,
they're
so
great experiences.
everyone listening to this, here's a message for you. If you are in hospitality, look at the expression on Lorraine's face when she is describing this experience that someone she cares about like, isn't this what we market for, what we work for, what we create the environments for? And we're always trying to figure out, how do we anticipate our guests' needs? Well, guess what? Here's a tremendous opportunity. All you have to do, actually, come talk to Lorraine about it. That's why
That's right.
we have these conversations, in all honesty, is just to create more awareness and help you understand that the language behind this and the opportunity and what the need is. Because when we're anticipating our guests' needs, you think they're going to come back? Yes. Are they going to love you? Yes. Are they going to tell everyone else about you? Yes. And we work from the outside, we're well, like I said, we're blind because we don't know what we don't know. So we're like, okay, I'll just throw out this token thing that says wheelchair accessible and see what happens because we have a ramp. Well, that's a huge disservice to people. It's actually very misleading, and you have to do more. You just have to do more.
You have to, yeah, you have to do your homework.
Yeah.
Anytime you're building a property or renovating a property or buying a property, you do your market research. You look at the value of it. You look at, what renovation needs. So many times when we think about accessibility in a property, we go straight to the bathroom. How much is that going to cost? And believe me, I've seen some beautiful accessible bathrooms, but it's things like, does the bed have space underneath it for a Hoyer lift? Because I do want to be clean. I want to wash my hair. I want to brush my teeth, but I really need a good night's sleep. And if your bed is 7 feet tall and there you have it on a platform bed and I can't get my Hoyer lift under it, that means that I can't sleep there.
It's
And so,
awful. I'm
right.
interrupting you, but when I think about this, I think about it, it's like, okay, you just want to go have the experience. You don't want to be, okay, green light, green light, red light, green light, red light, come this far and then that's all we're going to give you. Like, that's agonizing. And our job is to facilitate the freedom for these guests. So you got to get creative, you got to educate yourself, you got to come talk to Lorraine, learn what you can do.
You know
Doesn't
what? You
cost.
can get in a rolling office chair. You have a rolling office chair, go sit in it. Now go to the bathroom, make your way to the bedroom, make your way to the kitchen, and wheel yourself to your car. How are you doing? Can you get through the doors? Can you roll on the carpet? Are the rugs in the way? That will give you an idea at no cost of a way to do that. Or I have a utility cart because I like to do crafting. And on my utility cart, I have all my crafts. But if you have a rolling cart, or you have a stroller in your house, take that stroller, something on wheels, and take it through the rooms. See
Wow,
how
good
you
idea.
navigate that space. And it's like, wow, that was really, harder to wheel on than I thought. Or those doors are really not as wide as I thought. When you start thinking about it, oh, 32 inches, we've got that. And then you realize, oh, wow, they're only 30 inches. I didn't know that. So again, there are a lot
Yeah.
of ways in which you can, um, experience. For example, another example is look at your TV, turn the
Mm.
sound down, see if you have closed captioning, if you can then follow the story or the news. If you can, put that closed captioning information in your description. That's important
Oh,
for
that's so
those
smart.
who have hearing issues, partial hearing loss to complete hearing loss. Again, there's a lot of different ways in which you can experience. You've got to do your homework and understand the value of putting that information and making it available to your guest.
So these are great ideas. Let's talk for a minute about that feeling of being isolated and restricted from getting out, and what it's like when you go away and you actually have access to the community, to other people and other interests and things like that.
I think we all have that experience just a few years ago with COVID when we couldn't leave our homes and that we're in our homes. And then we were able to go out and see people and talk to people and go to that coffee shop. And so, if we went to Hilton Head one year and the boys were really young and they had an I'm an ice cream connoisseur.
I can tell. I
I
didn't know that. So everyone take note. Send Lorraine some mocha ice
Oh
cream.
yeah, mocha chip. So my favorite place was this ice cream that they had in Richmond, Virginia, and the Italian brother made a ice cream shop in Hilton Head, and it's right there. It's right there, Gelati Celeste. But guess what? There were three steps. I couldn't get into the
Oh
ice cream place by
no.
myself. Imagine your very favorite hot chocolate chip cookie out of the oven, or your favorite piece of art that you get to see for the first time ever, but you have those three steps and you can't go in. Your heart breaks, you're
Yeah.
sad, and that's what you remember about the trip. And that's that, everything could have been great about the trip. But dadgummit, I didn't get to have my favorite ice cream. I didn't get to go see my best friend in a show that she was in. Whatever that experience is, it has an impact on
Yeah.
you, your family. And yeah, it's no fun. And I think that, for me as a person who has a disability and a mother of two boys, what's hard sometimes it's it's another kick.
Right.
It's that one more thing again, that one more thing again. And for me, it breaks my heart for my children.
Yeah.
I want Nathan to be able to go to that museum, that it's like they're going to have this new art exhibit and he cannot wait to get there. But then the access to it is two steps. He can't climb two steps to get in. He doesn't use a chair, but he doesn't have the physical ability to climb two steps. And that's what it takes to get
My
into that.
gosh. It's so you don't want people to leave your place with that feeling of if only. If
Only.
only that one, and that's what they'll remember, you know? And if you, gosh, just looking at your face when you were describing the rocket, I think that's what I want everyone to have as an impression, to leave impressed on their memory today, if I can say it right, because these are the moments that we are here for, to
Mhm,
serve our guests, all of them, in
mhm.
this way. And the more attuned we can be to these obstacles, how simple would it be to overcome that? Basically, it's an open door. It's like welcome, and that's what hospitality is. We're welcoming everyone to the table. Um,
And another way to look at it too, Michelle, is at the visitability part of it. And that is, a reporter asked me, now that I started this company, what was I most excited about and where was I going to travel?
mm,
And part of it is the ability to go and visit and have people visit you. So when you have an accessible place to stay, sometimes it's connecting with family and friends that can now come to you and where you are staying. For us, we're always
oh,
the house that
sure.
has the party. We're always the house that people come to. But honestly, I don't always want to be that house. I
Right.
want to be able to go somewhere else. And I do. I want to go have a cup of coffee with a friend and a neighbor. So now I have family and friends coming into my home area. And guess what? I can go see them. And that is a gift too, not only for the
Mm,
family that's visiting and their experience, but also for the family member, that community. There are so many benefits when you think about accessibility in the hospitality community.
I love all of this. It's just, we're talking about the heart of hospitality, the heart of being human, just being cognizant of of the people around you and how you can best serve them. And simple solutions all the way to elaborate solutions. I know that we do these little talks once a month, and we'll be doing, you're going to see more and more and more information, everyone, that Lorraine and I will be sharing back and forth, because we really just want to help and educate and please learn. I mean, learn how we can help you, how you can help others, and everybody is doing the right thing and just growing their businesses. So it's kind of a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer. But the other thing, Michelle, is what can we share with people who are listening so that they can learn
Yeah.
today? And I would say find that favorite ice cream place. Find those places that are near your rental that are accessible and put that in your guide, your
Oh,
notebook, your
wonderful.
resource so that again you are building and you know what? Let the owners of that establishment know and thank
Yeah.
them. You know, that's building community, that's building awareness that what they are doing is important for your business as well and for people who are coming to visit.
Oh, that's such a very important point. And we talk about this a lot in outdoor hospitality, and anyone who's had a small business knows about the grassroots effort to marketing that you build through community, right? It's all about the small business America. So these are perfect opportunities. I love that you're sharing this to go out, build relationships with other businesses, experiences that you can offer. A lot of people do that with, things like zip lining and rafting and fly fishing and all that. But it can be so much more simple than that. It's simply like getting to the ice cream store, and having those people look up and welcome you. And you're just continuing to build more and
You
more
know what? It
community.
can be the zip lining. You know, that zip
Yes.
lining may be accessible. We have a friend who is an outdoor enthusiast who is a paraplegic. And I would tell you, Alvain would go zip lining in a heartbeat. Not me in a million years, but he would. So
That's
if that
awesome.
zip lining is accessible, put that in there. So it
Yeah,
can be the simple things. It's just about inclusion,
exactly.
and making that information available.
It's very simple. It'll
Yes.
change your life, everyone. It'll change everyone's lives. And I love talking with you, Lorraine. Thank you so much for being here. Do you have any last burning messages to share with the world from your
Oh,
beach
wow.
house, from your freezing cold beach
Oh
house?
my goodness. I tell you, if again, the resource stuff, what we do know from a recent survey that we did, guests with disabilities commonly spend 300 more dollars per visit in a community than guests without disabilities. One of the
Wow.
reasons is we don't travel as much. So we may give ourselves permission to go get that pedicure, to go buy that special piece of clothing or to treat ourselves in different ways. And so it does help build revenue, not only for you, but for your community when you are accessible.
I can't imagine anyone not picking up on these tips, if you want to call them that, these secrets, and just running with it. And Lorraine is so generous with her time and information. Please visit her website. I'll make sure I link it in here, but Becoming Rentable. And if you want to take a look at the accessible retreat, reach out to me or, uh, you know,
We have it on our website as well.
message or call
Yeah,
me or whatever.
that's right.
This is what we're about to help you grow your business and make your dreams come true by making everybody else's dreams come true. We're in an incredible industry that allows us to be the best type of person in the universe, really. People in hospitality are generous, they care, and sometimes we just need a little bit more education and information to know how we can serve better. So, thank you so much for being here. It's always so much fun. And I love all the things that you're doing and that you are at the beach. And I hope you'll send me a picture of you with your ice cream.
I will make sure that I
in the
do that
fog,
just for you.
in the
Yes.
fog and rain.
Or
I
it
really
might
mean it.
be
I'll share
at
it
the
with everyone.
okay, I'll make that happen.
Okay. All right. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much, Lorraine.